What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilkin, and we're coming back at you today with more Danmachi. Now, today we are talking about 7th Zone. I know you guys love this stage. Personally, I think this is going to be really important going forward. Now, I'm going to talk about Dark Zone. I already beat Light Zone. Light Zone was a breeze. But I want to talk about Dark Zone very specifically because I think this is the one that's going to be easier for most people, depending on the units you have. Now, I see you looking at my team and going, whales, rah, 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 rah. Yeah, I'm going to make a little change here. So, there's 2 units you could have on this team. 2 that would absolutely dominate and change the game. First one is Anya here. Now, my Anya is only +4. That said, she still hits like an absolute truck. I've been dying to MLB her. I just haven't been able to justify the Prism Bond. Shortly, I'll get another Prism Bond and she'll be done, but until then, she's still +4. That said, she's fully ascended, and she's just kind of chilling. So, it's a thing. She will change this game. Basically, if you're not familiar with what she does, she hits like an absolute monster, and then her SA comes in, and she does strength buff and self-strength and light attack damage plus 90%. She changes the game. Basically, if you have her in the OG Haruhime, you can expect her to have 90% skill and 100% strength, and she's going to ruin this event. The other unit that's super handy is the newer Haruhime. Not the newest Haruhime, but the newer Haruhime. And that's mostly for her SA here. It is a faux singular ultralight magic attack with damage plus 80% per each self-magic buff skill. So she buffs her magic, then she gives herself an extra 80%. Now, allies, 40% HP regen and light attack damage, 80%. If you couple this with the OG Haruhime, give her 100% magic and 80% light attack damage plus that 80% buff, she is going to wreck this. If you're lucky enough to have the 2 of them, they're going to destroy everything. You're going to love life. You're absolutely going to love life once they come into play. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to swap out Anya. And I'm going to show you the sheer power of this Haruhime and how badass she actually is. Let's go ahead and just grab a 4-star light unit that I may or may not have already preordained for this. Let's grab... Ooh, I forgot she exists. But you know what we're going to do? I already prepped this one. We're going to use this one. No bonds, no ascension, nothing. But we are going to give her the newer Freya assist, and that's because Freya is going to give her physical resist and magic resist 20%. So, plus strength and magic 20%. So that's going to be super handy. Now, yes, we would get a lot more out of the new Haruhime if we put her on there. But what is his magic stat? 427. What is her magic stat? 393. I'm going to swap these 2. I just happened to realize that was a mistake. Let's go ahead and do this by party. Yeah. Give her a little bit more magic. Now, she's not going to have the most. Obviously, if I had put the Freya assist on the new Haruhime, she would absolutely be dominating. The thing is, I want this Leafia to survive. That is kind of my goal here. So I think Haruhime is going to let that happen. Now, we do have an MLB'd Tione. You do not need Tione MLB'd. In fact, if you just have her +3 and with 3-star Ascension, on this team, she should be just fine. I just happen to have mine MLB'd, but the main reason we have her here is because she does SA gauge charge gain by a 100% low light magic attack. Basically, our goal is to keep that in play the entire game. You'll notice now, she has 200% more, because that's what that Casino Seer does, 200% more SA gauge charge. That's basically just going to allow us to do SA all over the place. You'll notice that my Apollo is only +1, so I'm putting him on my SAC unit. Line is going to come in, do her 33% charge to everybody else, and then get the hell out of Dodge. That said, I really think it would actually be better at this point if I moved... Yeah, let's do this. just going to do a little adjustment here real quick. I'm going to put Tione off to the end and let Haruhime do her thing here in the front. Now, that said, I think it's going to be better if I swap those assists. Yeah, nope. Swap Seer. So I have the Casino Seer 100% on the OG Haruhime. That should be fine. She's not there to produce damage, and she's going to survive. It's not going to be that big a deal. The new Haruhime has, has that, the manager Hermes on her. Not the best unit for her by a long shot, but Tione's going to come in with this 15% Freya and basically boost everybody. I think that's allies, not self, right? Yeah, magic plus 50% for all allies. So when she comes in turn 3, she's going to boost everybody's magic 15%. And this isn't all magic team, so it's going to work well, I say flawlessly. It's going to work well. Going to work well. So let's go ahead and see if this team can do it. Now, I can hear you already. Yes, there are 3 MLBs on this team. One of those you don't have to worry. Stupid. All right. I'm actually going to go back out here and go back in so I have a clean run. The nice part is since there is no... since there's no stamina cost, you can just go back out and go back in if that mistake happens. I tend to not catch that sometimes. So let's go back in here one more time and do a nice clean run exactly the way I would desire it to be done. All right. So first things up, we're going to do Akane. We're going to go ahead and boost the new Haruhime. We're going to do the 33% SA gauge charge. Notice that we're doing that because that's a skill, not an assist. So everybody on this team is going to have 33%. That means when Tione comes in, she's going to have 100% unabated. If I didn't do this, she wouldn't take the 33%. She would just have her 100%. And by the end of the match, we would be lacking some SA. So we want maximum SA out of this team. Okay? This really isn't going to change a whole lot here. I'm basically just going to spam that, I think. Yeah, I'm going to spam her faux singular attack. In fact, I'm just going to do regular attacks with her basically until we have all of our buffs in play. Because she doesn't have a lot of NP, and so we're going to play it a little safe with her. So, here we go. Alright. Ooh, takes big hits from this dude. Takes big hits. Now, I do have a breastplate on her. I didn't show you what equipment I put on her. Everybody has a stun anklet but her. She has a breastplate because that the assist on her, the Freya assist, is going to give her 100% ailment resistance. So it doesn't matter what she takes, she's not going to be affected. Now, once again, like with all 7 zones, all other stats are 90%. It'll get buffed to 110. It is preferable to use light units, though in that final slot you don't necessarily need to. You can use a support. It's really your call in this one. I'm choosing to use a light unit with a super attack because I say super attack, but a super buff, skilled attack. Because once we get the 2 Haruhimes doing their SAs, she's going to actually start producing some okay damage. It's not ever going to be respectable, but it is going to be good. And that just means that basically we're going to be spamming SAs with the new Haruhime. So let's go ahead and jump back in here. I'm going to do Yosuga. We're going to do this right here, type single target plus 20%. We're going to debuff light resistance down 35% with Origami. And once again, do a base level attack with our Leafia. Okay. We don't really care if Origami dies. It'd be preferable if she didn't, but we just kind of want her to get that skill off. Now, here we are chilling. Everything should be fine. Nobody's really running out of anything because the OG Haruhime has been here since turn 1. Okay. We are going to do 100% SA gauge boost, and I'm going to go ahead and do Sheikah on this turn to make sure that we basically have the counter rate that we need in order to just keep producing damage. Now, the counter rate isn't going to be all that crazy to damage production all in, but every little bit is going to count by the end of this because we do have one unit that has absolutely no bonds and no ascension. So you want every little bit you can get. Plus, it's going to help Haruhime do a lot more. Now, it is true. I do hear people already in the comments section. It is true. I could put Orna on Haruhime, get a lot more healing out of her. But I really don't think I'm worried at this point about the healing. Only because most of our units are going to be strong enough, we don't need to worry about that. Plus, we should have some AoE resistance. Let me just double check here. Yeah, all unit resistance is up 10%, so we only really have to worry about single target attacks, and Haruhime can heal those fairly easily. So it's not really the greatest worry in the world for me. Oh my goodness, did I do... I did. Alright, well that's the thing. Actually, it worked out in my favor, because remember these units will buff their strength and magic, so using the second skill from Haruhime removed the strength and magic buff on that turn. It was an unintentional thing. I meant to be doing her third skill that turn, but it worked out in our favor, so we're just going to roll with it. Once again, just doing base attacks with Leafia. We need to save that MP, and I'm basically going to try to save... There we go. Excellent. I'm basically going to try to save it for a double SA with the two Harus. That, I think, is going to be the best use of our time. I'm going to move my mic up here a little bit because I keep nicking the cable in the bottom of it. All right. So, we have... Now we're going to be doing this. This is going to produce light resistance down 25%. It's not really going to do anything. But magic resistance is going to go down a little bit. Let's see. What is his magic resistance currently? It is not there. So we're going to drop that magic resistance. We're going to do all our big shot items here. And next turn, we're going to do a double SA. And you'll see how quickly the SA gauge bar is increasing at this point. And that is going to be indicative of what we want to see. So let's do our double SA here. And we'll go ahead and start doing these faux singular super level attacks at this juncture and see what kind of damage Leafy is actually able to produce. Alright. I apologize if I'm a little stuffed up. It is fairly late. We just finished stream, and I am... my allergies are killing me at this point, so many apologies for that. Turn 6. Let's see what happens here. Not quite a mill. Not quite a mill. I think that's because I have the wrong weapons on each one of them. I think the OG Haruhime has the better of their weapons, so... I didn't pay attention to what Leafia did, so I'm going to slow it down this turn and see if we can actually catch a little glance at what she's actually doing. And so on. Alright. Haruhime healing Leafia, that's perfect. Okay. I don't think Leafia produced 10k damage, did she? What? No, girl, you need to be producing... Oh, wow, we're actually hitting hard. Okay, no. She hit for 116, it looks like. She hit for 116, so I think that was her hit. That must have been her counter, then. So we've already got another SA. We're going to spam that with the new Haruhime, and I'm going to do Sheikah with the OG Haruhime. And I think I'm going to do Sheikah for a couple of turns. Let me go back in here and see what's up. So hopefully we'll hit north of a mill this time. That'd be nice. Ah! Not even. Not even. Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention. Her strength and magic is down. You do need to pay attention to that. Strength and magic being down is a big, big deal breaker. But you can already see, even with that, that was a very, very noobish mistake, not paying attention to the skills there. I do need to do Yosuga this turn because we're about to lose magic resistance, and that is not going to be cool. Hold up. Does she do magic resistance on this attack? No, she doesn't. Alright. So we do need to do Yosuga this turn, and basically just spam these moves all over again. So as soon as Strength and Magic are off again, we can do another SA with the new Haruhime. There we are. And Strength and Magic debuffs are on here. Yes, they are. Okay. So we got one more turn. So we could do everything next turn. So, once again, those are things you need to pay attention to that I wasn't paying attention to, and he's still dying. So those of you that are like, oh, it's Whale Zone, it's Whale Zone, it's Whale Zone, if your OG or your new Haruhime is like +3, I'm about to like S clear this with a non-bonded unit. To be fair, I've got 3 MLBs, but only 2 of them are actually producing damage. Remember, the OG Haruhime is not damaging. She's just buffing. Really, if I'm honest, the new Haru is doing everything. She's carrying the team. That's how beastly she is. Now, to be said, Anya will hit way, way harder if you have her MLB'd. Anya will hit way harder, but she won't. No one else in the team will get boosts. But once again, we have one unit on this team really doing all the workload. So consider that. All right. So our strength buffs are off. Let's see a fair assessment of what she's actually able to do here. All right, girl, what you got? And ooh, right at 1 mil. Very, very nice. So the next SA, he's dead, which should be in the next turn or so. Perfect. Perfect. So once again, actually, he should be dead this turn, in fact. So if you really kind of just want to talk about what to do here, just pick one really good unit that will carry your team. And look, that is an S clear with a team that has absolutely no right. Well, okay. To be fair, I mean, once again, we're talking about 3 MLBs. I'm going to guarantee that and MLB assists. But I always tell you guys, oh man, we almost cracked 15 mil points there too. If I had put 3-star Ascension, hold up. If I had put 3-star Ascension into Leafia, or let me rephrase this, had I waited for all my SAs for the Strength and Magic buffs to be off, debuffs to be off, then that would have been an S clear with a 15 mil, and we would have gotten our 10 Iris. Okay, phone, you want to come back on? That'd be great. That would be great. That would be great. There we go. Many apologies for that. All right. I'm going to edit that out. So, for battle turn, we got 80%. Was this really... This couldn't have been very hard. It was very hard. It was very hard. So, there you go. 14 mil on very hard, an easy 15 mil with a team that really has no right to do it. So imagine how much faster it's going to die when I throw Anya in there and let her start doing her thing. So, B-wise, even if your Haruhime is, the new Haruhime is +2 or +3, I think she's worth max ascending, so she survives and does her thing, buffs everybody, and then pick your absolute best unit and let her buff that unit. Unfortunately, I can't show you that team only because mine is MLB'd. So that's the thing. And I don't believe you can use support here, unfortunately. That is truly unfortunate. But we'll come back tomorrow and I will show you guys the dark team, or I say the dark team against Light Zone. We'll talk about that. But for now, go wreck Dark Zone. Hopefully you have the new Haruhime. If you do not, grab Anya, grab your best hitters, go at this. But really, that new Haruhime that I told you guys a while back to invest in, she is going to carry your team. That 80% buff with the OG Haruhime's 100% strength and magic buff is going to make or break this for you. Now, once again, if you do not have that, I will show you once again what Anya does. Let's go ahead and do this by physical attack, so I grab Anya there. Anya does strength and light attack damage plus 90%. Now, if you have the OG Haruhime, you could pretty much say that is 100% strength with 90% light. Once again, you can kind of see where she's going and how hard she's going to hit. Even at +4, she hits for like a mil plus with the strength debuff on. So, good times that, guys. Really, and if you want just a general strategy, basically you want someone that's going to buff your unit stats. That's going to be the best thing to do. It just so happens that I have units that buff their unit stats insanely. If you have someone that buffs 35 or so percent, I wouldn't honestly worry about that. I just find some units that you can, or sack that unit. Put that unit where I have Orna, because Orna is doing a big 35% light debuff. Put the 30 or so percent light buff there. Use the OG Haruhime for a strength buff, and then have a unit that just does crazy damage on their own. But hopefully this helps you strategize for this coming event. But if you have OG Haru, or if you have new Haruhime, I'm sorry, or you have Anya, you'll be just fine relying on that unit and buffing these guys where they can. I mean, once again, she has no dupes and she still survived it. So that is kind of proof of the pudding. It is no longer a whale zone. It is now quite within the realm of just about anybody if you have the right units. So that's going to be the video. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments section down below. I am actually going to go see what kind of stats I could get with Anya. If you want to see that, maybe I'll record that a little bit later and share it on Twitter or something. Anyway, that is the video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow my Birdman. Hit me up on Booker. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi.